On this episode of Carnage, we're going for a new PB with the Trolvo. 950s or better. And here we are back at Heathcote. So we've had it on the dyno this week. We've made good power. It's making almost 500 kilowatts to the tyres. Obviously last time we brought it out, we had heaps of trouble. We had wheel spin issues, we had boost pipe issues, and then we flipped that serpentine belt over, chewed through the timing cover, knocked off our crank trigger setup, and that killed our day. So we didn't get a decent pass all day. We still got like a 10.04 at 125 mile an hour, which is ridiculously slow for this car, but it shows you that we're in the ballpark. This thing will go mid-nines, I'm pretty sure, and hopefully we can step our way down into that today. It is quite cool out here today. We're not going to have a lot of track temp to play with. I mean, it's like going to be a max of 17 degrees. I think it's like 13 degrees right now. So the cool air will be great for us, but in terms of traction and that, we may struggle. So we're going to start at 3.5 grand on the launches and probably start at 25 pounds of boost, and then we'll wind some boost into it during the day. And if it holds all the boost, then we'll start winding some RPM into the launches. But yeah, I think we're going to have a good day. I think it's going to run some numbers, and yeah, it's going to be pretty hairy in the top end, I think, with this thing doing probably close to 145 mile an hour on the top end. That's going to be scary. But our tow rig today is this Project Ranger from 4x4 Australia. It's their 2023 project. It's a V6 turbo diesel. The thing's a beast. The boys have lent it to us to tow up here this weekend, and man, it is just packed with all the gear. I've got to say, I love these turbo diesel Rangers. The V6 turbo diesel is killer. And then this thing's just got everything on it. I mean, I'm not a 4x4 guy, so the sponsors, there's a million of them. They've got all the gear on it. It's got a million lights. It's got lights on the bar. It's got lights in the front bar. It's got winch. It's got all the fruit. But I really love the fridge. Come and have a look at the fridge. Check this out. So slides out. That's pretty standard. But that's right, I think. How good is that? Fringe lowers itself so you can get into it, grab your drinks, and then up she comes again. That is awesome. And then just slides away. Beautiful. The other thing I really like is these sides of the toolbox. They lock when you lock the central locking. So when you click it, it locks everything. So you don't have to deal with individual keys or any of that crap. You just lock it and away she locks, and it's nice and safe. Unlock it, it all unlocks. How good's that? So yeah, thanks for 4x4 Australia for lending us this piece. Check it out on their YouTube channel. So 4x4 Australia on YouTube, check it out. And you can, if you're into 4x4s, they've got so much there to check out. So make sure you have a look. say that felt like more than 25 pounds of boost. I don't know what that was, but that felt spicy. Oh man, wow. Alright, that should be interesting to see. Alrighty.
How'd that feel?
It felt very spicy.
Yes.
Felt very good.
Off the trailer.
New PB, wow, new PB straight up, and that was only at 25 pounds of boost, so we'll call it down, send it. Wow. Well, that was an awesome start to the day. So, new PB, 985 at 136.7 mile an hour. Mile an hour is slightly down, but still. 60 foot time, 147, and that's only on a $3.5 grand launch. So that is our minimum launch that we tend to do. The car, you know, likes its best at like 4.5. So, and the track, I think today will take it. They've had a little bit of an accident with the track sprayer, and it's dumped all the prep on the track unintentionally. So we've got an awesome track prep today. Yeah, I mean 628 to half track, 111 mile an hour to half track, so it's pretty good. 26 pounds of boost is what it saw, so found an extra PSI of boost, but yeah, all the data looks awesome. Yeah. I think next run we turn it up to 30, keep it the same $3.5 grand launch, but 30 PSI, and we'll see what that does. I even short shifted it. I reckon I can rev it a little bit harder than that, and yeah, because I only revved it to like 7.5 in first, second gear, 7.1. Yeah, I kind of need to rev it out a little bit more. But yeah, that was a good start. Let's see if we can go all day in the 8-second zone. Things are getting serious now. I'm going to have to put some race gear on because we're going to turn this thing up, and yeah, we're heading into the danger zone. Highway to the danger zone. All right, so the plan today is we're going to step up the boost. So this run's going to be at 30 pounds, and we're going to go step up the boost until we've got no more, and then we're going to step up the launch RPM until we've got no more there. And if we think there's still more in it, maybe the headlight will come out, air filter off, full send. But yeah, this one's going to be a spicy run. The launch will be 3.5 grand, but 30 pounds of boost. It's going to be on. That felt like a good run. Yeah, that felt the fastest the car's ever gone, I reckon. Whew. Revved it out a little bit more, held the gears. Took it to about 7.5 each gear, I reckon. But yeah, only 3.5 grand off the launch. It's going to be interesting to see what that did. And I used a lot of brake pedal in the braking area because it felt fast. So yeah, I reckon that's 140 mile an hour plus. So, a new PB again, 978 at 140. It's feeling pretty good. All right, let's cool it down, dump the catch can, and go again. So just looking over the data log from the second run, and as I said before, it's a new PB, 9785. So 9.785, 140.9, which is that is the quickest and fastest this car has ever gone. And slightly slower off the launch. So I reckon we start winding some RPM launch into it as well, I think. So let's wind it up a bit. See if we can get some the launches up a bit. Half track mile an hour, 112, and only 6.3 to half track, where it went 6.28 last time. That's because the boost is ramping in, so I'm not even seeing full boost till we hit second gear, basically. When Zane gets here, because he was working at the workshop till 6 AM this morning, when Zane gets here, because he is still coming out, I might get him to have a look and take the boost ramp or lessen the boost ramp. But yeah, I reckon next run, 32 PSI, so all the boost, and let's send it at 4,000 RPM. Let's see if it'll do that. $4,000 RPM, 32 pounds of boost. All right, here we go. Spicy on the launch. Go back to 38, I think, on the launch. I was kind of hoping to keep it in the 9s, but 1050, 140 mile an hour. You know, it was all bad once it started spinning the tyres, so it is what it is. We'll cool it down, turn it down a little bit on the launch, and send it again. So 1050, 140 mile an hour's there, but obviously you had to get off it because it just went up in wheel spin because of 4,000 RPM launch. They do tell me I was a little bit out of the groove on the staging, so we'll check on that. I will turn it down to 3,800 RPM for this launch though. We'll send it at 38, at 32 pounds of boost, see how that goes, make sure it gets down the track, hopefully run a 9.6 or better, and then we'll start winding it back up from there and make sure that we're staged in the groove.
PB, beautiful.
Oh my god. Oh wow. Holy crap. That was both wheels in the air, no doubt. And yeah. That was a party. Oh, I'll be interested to see what that time slip is. So what happened there was we set it back down to 3,800. Based off what we thought the track was at. Lance went out with the hand sprayer. laid down a good coating on the start line for us, so it went back to 4 grand on the launch, and wow, so that was 32 pounds of boost and a 4 grand launch, and it likes it. Yeah, wow. Okay, that felt spicy. 951, 141 mile an hour. Wow. Holy shit, 137 in the 60 footer. This has never done a 1.3. Holy crap, that's Mazda launch. Wow. Let's do it again. Well, that is PBs all the way down the tag. It is all good. 137 on the 60. This thing's never been a 1.3 on the 60. I mean, that's MX5 60 foot times. And then 6.0 to half track, 114 mile an hour, 951, 141.8. So we're almost 142 mile an hour. And we have one boost level to go. It's no more boost, or it's actually all the boost. It's everything and an aggressive boost ramp. It is everything. So we have that to try, and we're only at 4,000 RPM on the launch. We have more to try on the launch as well. Yeah. This is going sub 950s. All right, so we've done 4 passes so far, so it's time to put some fuel in the car, but check out this little gadget from Proflow. Electric fuel pump, battery operated, just attaches to the top of the jerry can and flows up to 12 litres per minute. Let's give it a try. Here it goes. How easy is that? Wow. That is awesome. Bit of wheel slip off the line on that launch. See how we go. Alright, let's have a look. Sure that's the right slip? Okay. I have no idea. So that was all kinds of bad, so much so that I thought they'd give me the wrong time slip. 149 60 foot, 107 mile an hour to half track, you know, 133 through the traps, and a 10.17. I mean, that's terrible for this car. And I think my number 5 boost setting is not giving me the boost I would like, because it says I only had 22 pounds of boost on that run. Setting was not as advertised. I'll have to get Zane to check that one and see what went on. Otherwise we might have a boost leak somewhere, but yeah. Everything else, fine, totally fine. But yeah, 22 pounds of boost instead of 32 pounds of boost. Yeah, that would explain it. much spice for the start line. Oh. Alright. Go back, cool it down, and Lance might give it a spray. Someone got a photo of that, because that was awesome. Oh wow. Yeah. I had to turn it back down to 4 grand because I tried the 4200 and it just lit them up. So, and you know, we're already getting engine temp in it, already getting intake temp in it, so I went down to 4 grand and wow, that was violent. Wow. Geez, I hope that's another PB. Wow. Okay, please tell me that's another PB. Just another PB, but still. Wow, that was the most violent launch ever. Okay, all right, let's go back, cool it down, and we'll work out if we do it again, but we may be done. So there we have it, another new PB. That's 4 PBs today. Best of 9.505, 141 mile an hour. Slightly slower mile an hour than our previous best of 141.8. And also the half track was slightly slower. However, quicker 60 foot, 1.36 60 footer. And the launch felt unreal. It was just amazing. I wonder what it would have done if I'd launched it right the first time. Unfortunately, we tried 4200 RPM, it didn't work, we backed up. We turned it down to 4 grand, sent it at 4 grand, and wow, it really lifted. And well, PB, so can't be sad with that. But the old Trolvo, she's done good, performed well. The weather's starting to close in, so I think we're going to call it at that. I would love to go out and run a 9.4, but I think we're really starting to hit the limits of the 235s. Remember, this car is running on 235 street radials, not even R's, they're SS's, all right? So street radial 235, and it's doing really well. Stock Volvo suspension, you know, it has no fancy shocks, no fancy springs, stock Volvo suspension, 235 tyres, and here it is running 950s, flat 950s. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. So we'll call it there. We're going to load this on the trailer, head home, and I'm going to see if I can convince the bosses to let us go further, but I don't know that's going to happen. This might be the last Trolvo episode we see. But if something happens, we'll let you know, and you'll see it on a future episode of Carnage.